Or, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that's happening right before our eyes, but most people won't admit it. Or, women are doing this. They are stepping into masculine roles. They are taking control. They are initiating, or they are chasing, because men have stopped approaching them. Fear has become the silent chain holding countless men back from approaching women. Or it is not that they do not see women they find attractive or that they do not wish for connection, but fear has created an invisible barrier between thought and action. Or every time they want to speak, their minds race with negative possibilities. They imagine rejection, embarrassment, or ridicule. These fears grow larger the more they hesitate, and soon they completely dominate the man's confidence. The conclusion is clear: fear has paralyzed men before they can even take their first step. Or modern society has amplified this fear by creating an environment where men feel judged for even attempting to initiate. Or social media has exaggerated stories of awkward encounters, and online communities often highlight only the failures, making men believe that approaching is risky and shameful. Or a simple act that once seemed natural has now become overcomplicated. Instead of building courage, men overthink every possibility. The conclusion is simple: or society's scrutiny has turned natural interaction into a minefield that keeps men trapped in hesitation. Rejection is often seen as the greatest enemy, but in truth, or rejection is part of growth. Unfortunately, many men have been conditioned to view rejection as a reflection of their worth rather than a natural filter in relationships. Or they fear that one woman's no means they are unworthy in general. This mindset blocks them from even trying. Or they fail to see that each rejection teaches resilience and direction. The conclusion is that rejection is wrongly feared, and men paralyzed by it deny themselves the opportunity to grow stronger. Cultural narratives also play a huge role in this paralysis. In many places, men are constantly warned against approaching in case they are misinterpreted. Movements highlighting harassment, though important, have also left many men unsure of what is acceptable. Instead of learning to approach respectfully, they avoid approaching at all. This avoidance allows fear to grow unchecked. Or a respectful, confident man is rare now because he has been conditioned to believe initiative is dangerous. The conclusion: cultural fear has silenced men's natural boldness. Or another factor is the dependence on digital interaction. Men today are more comfortable behind screens than in real life. Or apps and online platforms give them time to craft the perfect message, edit their words, and avoid immediate rejection. While this feels safer, it weakens real-world confidence. Or approaching in person becomes terrifying because they have lost practice. The virtual world offers comfort, but robs men of natural courage. Or the conclusion here is that digital dependence has trained men to hide rather than face genuine moments of connection. This paralysis does not just affect men, but women as well. Or many women feel unseen, unwanted, or undervalued because men no longer approach. Women naturally expect men to take initiative, but when that does not happen, they are left confused. Some women even question their attractiveness, while others reluctantly step into the pursuer's role. This is not balance, it is dysfunction. Or men's fear is not only their personal burden, but also a burden on women's experience of relationships. The conclusion is that fear damages both sides equally. Or psychologically, fear often disguises itself as logic. Or men tell themselves they are waiting for the right time, or that the woman looks too busy, or that she would not be interested anyway. Or these rationalizations are nothing but fear in disguise. By convincing themselves with excuses, men avoid the risk while believing they made a smart choice. But beneath that logic lies paralysis and missed opportunities. The conclusion is straightforward: fear hides as reason, but its effect is the same: inaction and regret. Or generational shifts also play a part. Men of the past grew up watching bold examples, whether in family, films, or society, where initiative was celebrated. Today, many young men grow up without those role models, instead being told to suppress or question their instincts. Without seeing examples of confident approaches, they adopt passivity. They begin to think that hesitation is normal when it is not. This lack of examples reinforces fear as the default mode of operation. The conclusion is that fear thrives when leadership and bold examples are absent. Fear's greatest cost is the loss of potential. Every day a man hesitates, or he loses the chance at a meaningful connection, a conversation, or even a lifelong relationship. The woman he wanted to meet walks away, never knowing he existed, or the opportunity disappears forever, and all that remains is regret. Over time, regret hardens into self-doubt, and self-doubt strengthens fear, or it becomes a vicious cycle that robs men of confidence, love, and fulfillment. The conclusion is painful, but real fear steals not just moments, but futures. Ultimately, or the paralysis men face is not irreversible. Fear is a mental construct that loses power the moment it is confronted. The more a man acts despite fear, the smaller it becomes. Or rejection, judgment, and hesitation are only shadows that vanish when courage shines. Men must reclaim their natural role by daring to take initiative, not with arrogance, but with respectful confidence. When fear is conquered, attraction, connection, and purpose return. The conclusion is hopeful. Fear may paralyze men, but courage can free them to live fully. When men hesitate to approach, women are left with no choice but to step into the role of initiators. This shift is not born from desire, but from necessity. Women want to be noticed, they want to be pursued, and they want to feel chosen. Yet, when men remain silent, or women begin to take actions that were traditionally masculine, sending the first message, initiating conversations, and even planning dates, this is not empowerment in its truest sense, but a reaction to men's absence. The conclusion is clear: women step forward because men refuse to, this reversal forces women to carry energies that do not align with their natural desires. Many women secretly confess that while they can chase, they do not want to, they crave the feeling of being pursued, of being desired without effort. But when men hesitate, they suppress these longings and step into the hunter's role, they take initiative but often feel drained afterward. Attraction becomes confusing when roles are blurred, the conclusion is that women adopt masculine behaviors not from passion but from a void men leave behind. When women take on the masculine role, it creates imbalance within relationships. The natural polarity that fuels attraction begins to fade. Instead of experiencing the spark that comes from opposites attracting, couples find themselves in a tug of war where both energies collide. Women leading while men retreat creates friction, resentment, and unspoken frustration. This does not allow women to remain in their feminine softness, nor men to stay in their strength. The conclusion is simple: when women are forced to chase, polarity is broken and connection suffers deeply. Society often celebrates this shift by calling it empowerment, but many women quietly admit it doesn't feel empowering at all. They may outwardly appear bold and confident, but inside they long for a man who will approach first, they want to surrender into their feminine energy, but cannot do so when men refuse to lead. While women are capable, being capable doesn't mean it feels fulfilling. The conclusion is that what looks like empowerment is often exhaustion because women are tired of playing roles never meant to be theirs. The emotional toll of this role reversal is heavy. Women who constantly initiate begin to feel insecure, wondering if men truly value them or if they are forcing a connection. They question their worth, asking why men never take the first step. Over time, this leads to resentment, loneliness, and even bitterness toward men in general. They may continue initiating, but their hearts grow weary with every unanswered desire. The conclusion is that stepping into the masculine role not only drains women's energy, but also wounds their emotions. Financially and socially, this shift is visible too. Women today are not just initiating relationships, they are often paying for dates, planning activities, and leading conversations. While some men appreciate this, most women admit it leaves them unfulfilled. They may succeed in careers and independence, but they still long for partnership where they can relax into their natural softness. Carrying both professional and relational responsibilities wears them down. The conclusion here is that women's forced leadership in relationships mirrors the heavy load they already carry elsewhere, deepening exhaustion. This role reversal also changes how men perceive relationships. When women constantly take initiative, some men grow complacent, expecting women to always do the chasing. This weakens men's drive and motivation, making them passive participants rather than leaders. Over time, this dynamic robs both genders of satisfaction, or men lose the chance to build courage and women lose the joy of being pursued. Or the conclusion is that women stepping into masculine roles not only hurts them but also weakens men's character and responsibility in relationships. Or the ripple effect of this issue spreads beyond dating. Women who constantly lead in romantic dynamics find it harder to maintain balance at home, in marriages, and even in parenting. They struggle to switch back into feminine energy because they've been forced to remain in control for too long. Or this creates tension within families and disconnect between partners. It is not that women cannot lead, it is that constant leadership robs them of emotional rest. Or the conclusion is that being forced masculine denies women the harmony they naturally crave. Or spiritual traditions across cultures emphasize balance between masculine and feminine energies. When these energies are reversed, imbalance and conflict always follow. Or women chasing men disrupts this natural rhythm, leaving both genders dissatisfied. Feminine energy blossoms when it feels safe, cherished, and led. Or masculine energy thrives when it feels needed, purposeful, and bold. Forcing women into masculine positions removes this balance, or leaving emptiness where attraction should thrive. The conclusion is simple yet powerful: harmony disappears when women carry the masculine weight instead of men. Ultimately, women do not want to lead in love, they want to feel loved. They step into masculine roles, not because it excites them, but because men have abandoned theirs. Or while women are strong and capable, strength does not replace longing. Deep inside, they wish for men to reclaim initiative, courage, and responsibility. Or only then can they relax into their natural feminine energy without fear or burden. The conclusion is final: until men step up, women will keep stepping in, but true harmony will remain lost. Attraction is not random, it is built on polarity, the magnetic pull between masculine and feminine energies. When these energies are distinct, the spark is undeniable. Masculine energy is about direction, initiative, and confidence, while feminine energy embodies receptivity, softness, and nurture. Or when men and women express these naturally, attraction flourishes without force. But when both energies blur, the fire that draws two people together weakens. Or the conclusion is simple: for relationships to thrive, polarity must be preserved, because without it, attraction fades and connection becomes ordinary instead of electric. Or when men fail to embrace masculine energy, women often compensate by stepping into that role. This creates sameness instead of contrast. Or two individuals cannot both lead confidently without clashing, nor can they both remain passive without stagnation. Polarity exists in opposites, not similarities. Or just as electricity requires positive and negative charges to flow, relationships require distinct energies to spark passion. The conclusion is clear: attraction dies when men and women mirror each other's roles instead of complementing them with their natural differences. Polarity is not about inequality, but about balance. Or masculine energy is not superior, nor is feminine energy weaker. They are two sides of the same coin, each bringing qualities the other cannot replace. When both are honored, a relationship becomes complete, with each person adding to the whole. But when this balance is ignored, frustration builds because needs go unmet. Or women feel unsafe to express vulnerability, and men feel unnecessary in their strength. The conclusion is evident: polarity ensures balance, while its absence creates emptiness and silent dissatisfaction. Emotional intimacy also depends on polarity. Women in their feminine feel safe to open emotionally when they sense masculine steadiness. Men in their masculine feel inspired when they are received with warmth and softness. This exchange creates depth, trust, and passion. But when men retreat into passivity and women are forced to lead, this flow is interrupted. Vulnerability becomes dangerous, and emotional walls rise. Without polarity, intimacy feels shallow, mechanical, or forced. The conclusion is that polarity is the hidden key that unlocks emotional safety and genuine closeness. Sexual chemistry especially thrives on polarity, the tension between masculine pursuit and feminine surrender ignites desire. It is this dance that makes intimacy exciting rather than routine. Or when both partners are equally masculine or equally feminine, sexual attraction diminishes over time. Couples may feel companionship but lose passion. Or many relationships fail not because of lack of love, but because of lack of polarity. The conclusion is straightforward: passion requires energetic contrast. And without polarity, sexual connection eventually withers into dullness and indifference. Modern culture often confuses polarity with outdated gender roles. But polarity is not about forcing women into weakness or men into dominance. It is about honoring natural energies. A woman can be successful, ambitious, and independent, or yet still desire a man who leads in love. A man can be gentle and kind, yet still embody the strength of initiative. Polarity is fluid but necessary, or ignoring it denies human nature. The conclusion here is important: polarity is not oppression but liberation, allowing both energies to express authentically. Or when polarity weakens, resentment builds. Women who constantly lead begin to feel burdened, questioning why men refuse to step forward. Or men who suppress their masculine energy feel purposeless, often numbing themselves with distractions. Both lose fulfillment, and relationships turn transactional instead of passionate. What begins as small irritations soon grows into disconnection. The spark that once drew them together vanishes. The conclusion is that ignoring polarity does not just dull attraction, it slowly poisons relationships with resentment, boredom, and quiet disappointment. Polarity also influences respect. Women naturally respect men who confidently lead, while men admire women who embrace their femininity without apology. This admiration strengthens bonds, making relationships last. Without polarity, respect erodes because neither role inspires the other. Women stop admiring passive men, and men stop cherishing dominant women who suppress softness. Respect is the foundation of love, and without polarity, it weakens. The conclusion is simple yet vital. Polarity breeds respect, and respect sustains attraction long after the initial spark fades. The loss of polarity has generational consequences. Young people growing up in a world of blurred energies often struggle to understand attraction. Men doubt their role, while women carry unnecessary burdens. This confusion leads to broken connections, delayed marriages, or shallow relationships without depth. Society weakens when families weaken, and families weaken when attraction fails. Polarity is not just personal, it shapes entire communities. The conclusion is undeniable. The health of future generations depends on restoring the natural balance of masculine and feminine energies. Ultimately, polarity is the heart of human connection, it is the invisible force that keeps love alive, passion burning, and relationships fulfilling. When men embrace their masculine energy and women their feminine, harmony naturally returns. It is not about control, but about flow, not about dominance, but about balance. The more each embraces their true nature, the stronger the attraction grows. The conclusion is final attraction is not a mystery, it is polarity, and when protected, it creates love that lasts. Confidence is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. Men today often confuse confidence with arrogance or perfection, or waiting until they feel ready before taking action, but readiness never arrives. Confidence grows only through practice, by stepping forward again and again until hesitation loses its grip. The longer men delay, the weaker their courage becomes, and the more women are forced into roles they do not desire. The conclusion is clear: confidence is reclaimed through action, not waiting, and men must begin now. Initiative is the natural expression of masculine energy: to approach first, to lead, to take responsibility. These are the qualities that inspire women to respond with trust and softness. When men fail to initiate, they leave women uncertain, questioning whether they are truly valued. Women may try to compensate, but this leaves them wary. Initiative is not dominance but direction, a willingness to go first and create safety. The conclusion is that men must reclaim initiative, because without it, relationships drift into confusion and imbalance. A man who takes initiative demonstrates courage. He shows he is willing to risk rejection for the chance of connection. This act alone separates him from the countless men who remain silent out of fear. Women deeply respect men who act decisively yet respectfully. The approach may not always succeed, but the effort speaks volumes about his character. Without initiative, a man blends into the background, unnoticed and forgotten. Or, the conclusion is simple: initiative makes men visible, while hesitation makes them invisible to the women they desire. Confidence also inspires admiration beyond attraction. Or, men who walk into rooms with quiet assurance naturally draw respect from peers, colleagues, and even strangers. Or, this kind of presence cannot be faked. It is built through consistent acts of courage. Every time a man pushes through discomfort, he strengthens his foundation. Or, women gravitate toward this authenticity because it communicates reliability and strength. Men who avoid challenges cannot develop this presence. Or, the conclusion is that confidence is not gifted but earned, and only by earning it can men inspire lasting admiration. Reclaiming confidence requires discipline, or men must train their minds and bodies to withstand discomfort, whether through physical fitness, skill development, or consistent practice in social interactions. Or discipline breeds assurance. Confidence cannot exist without proof, and proof comes from effort. Women notice this discipline because it reflects stability and leadership. Or, a man who disciplines himself naturally commands respect without needing to demand it. The conclusion is that discipline is the training ground of confidence, and without it, or men remain trapped in weakness and hesitation. Initiative restores balance in relationships. When men lead, women feel free to return to their feminine energy, or they no longer need to chase or control, allowing harmony to replace tension. Polarity is strengthened, attraction deepens, and respect grows. Or, the burden women have carried for too long begins to lift, and they can finally relax. This balance does not come from men overpowering women, but from men fulfilling their role with courage. The conclusion is that when men reclaim initiative, both genders experience freedom and fulfillment in love. Or, many men underestimate how much women long for initiative. Women want to feel desired, to be chosen, and to be pursued. Or, this is not weakness, but a natural expression of feminine energy. When men refuse to take the lead, women feel unwanted or invisible. Some respond by chasing, or while others withdraw entirely. Neither outcome is fulfilling, but when men boldly pursue, women feel valued and secure. The conclusion is powerful, or men's initiative is not just about action, it is about making women feel worthy of love and attention. Or, confidence and initiative also prepare men for leadership beyond relationships. A man who dares to act despite fear is also the man who will excel in business, family, and society. Courage in one area strengthens courage in all others. The world suffers when men hesitate, but it thrives when men take responsibility. Or, women admire men who carry this strength not only in romance but in life's challenges. The conclusion is straightforward, or reclaiming confidence and initiative benefits not just relationships, but every part of a man's purpose. Reclaiming these qualities requires rejecting excuses, or men often tell themselves the world has changed, that women no longer want to be approached, or that initiative is outdated. These are lies created by fear. In truth, or women still crave pursuit, society still respects courage, and initiative is still necessary. Excuses may comfort men temporarily, but they rob them of fulfillment. Or, every moment spent justifying inaction is a moment lost forever. The conclusion is undeniable: excuses destroy opportunity, or while initiative creates the life and love men secretly desire. Ultimately, confidence and initiative are choices. A man can choose to remain paralyzed, or hoping circumstances change, or he can rise and take responsibility for his role. Women are waiting, relationships are waiting, and life itself is waiting. Or, the men who step forward, even trembling, will discover strength they never knew they had. Initiative turns possibility into reality, and confidence makes the journey worthwhile. Or, the conclusion is final: men must reclaim confidence and initiative, for without them, both love and purpose remain out of reach.